Yo, good to be back in the Wholesome house. It's your boy Z Breeze, aka Zachary Laurie. Got my boy.
Marcellus, I don't have no cool names, but you can add me on PSN, Choco Taco 27.
And today I'm gonna tell you about a wholesome story time. The time that I hit the concrete in Mexico and chipped my front left tooth. And then Marcellus was my caretaker the whole entire time, so he gonna help me kind of piece together the story for y'all. Catch me up where I might fumble or forget. But yeah, so we just gonna start from the top of it, the beginning of the day, or just the reason for the trip. So basically, Marcellus's girlfriend and my birthday are around similar times of the year. My birthday is May 21st. When's Sequoia's birthday?
May 11th.
So then they planned the trip out of town to Tulum. Invited me to come. I'm like, I'm never going to plan my own trip to Tulum. I'm not going to plan my own trip out the country in general. So why not go along with them? So then we go there. It's an all-inclusive resort. We got unlimited drinks. We got unlimited food. It's just whatever we want. They got peaches. They got pools, beachside. It was a great scene. So then as soon as I got there, I'm telling Marcellus, like, hey, bro, whatever you do, I'm doing. Whatever you drinking, I'm drinking. So I was just like, I'm keeping up with him. And a couple people was already telling me from the jump, they was like, you're not going to be able to keep up with Marcellus. You were like, wait. But I was like, I'm doing it. So the first day, I was doing pretty good. You know, I said I was staying inside the fight. We was... what was the bar that we was at?
I don't remember. We was at a restaurant. It was at a seafood restaurant.
We was at a seafood restaurant the first day. He was like, bro, I'm going straight down the menu. I'm ordering everything on here. So I'm like, okay. And then that day, I did pretty well. We only got through like, what, 5 drinks?
4 or 5, yeah.
I'll round it up and say 5, make me sound better.
That's 5, yeah.
You know, but I got through like 5 drinks that day. We ended up calling it an early day because we came in on a Friday. We was already a little jet lagged. But then into the meat and bones of it, the second day is when it got real. It was a 5-day trip. The second day, I was toothless. So, but the part, where do I start at? I'll probably start with the boat ride.
Yep.
So then we doing the boat ride in the Caribbean Sea. You know, we on the boat. I can't swim, so I'm already terrified. I don't got no life jacket out here, but I'm trying to live the best of the moment. Right before we left the resort, I think we already had like 2 double shots of tequila beforehand.
We definitely did while I was in the lobby, yeah.
So pre-gaming in the lobby, 2 double shots of tequila. Then we get to the boat excursion or whatever you want to call it. And they're having, what were they handing out on the boat? The drinks.
They had anything you wanted, really. We was drinking tequila though.
Okay.
We was ordering tequila back.
I think that I had a red drink.
First it was a red drink, and it was I had a red drink too.
I think I had maybe like 2 daiquiris, and then his friend Brittany that was also there, she didn't want to finish her drink because she's not a drinker, so then she kind of handed it to me to hold the rest of the boat ride, but I didn't feel like holding it, so I was like, let me just finish it so I can give it back to the boat concierge person or whatever it's called.
Yeah.
But nonetheless, so already at this point, it's maybe 6 p.m. I'm already at least 6, maybe 7 shots in at this point. But I'm feeling good. Like I'm on a boat, you know, sun in my hair. Sun in my eyes, wind in my hair. You know, I'm out here facing my fears because I'm not afraid to drown. Then we lead a boat ride, go through the gift shop, head back to the resort. Then we get there, everybody on go. They're like, it's time to drink again. So I'm like, hey, whatever Marcella's doing, I'm doing. So this is where it started getting crazy. So I think I got a video on my phone. Yeah. And then it was us taking 2 double shots back to back. And that's the moment that I lost it. That's the moment when I realized that maybe it was not okay. Maybe I should chill out. So then I take those, then I go sit down, I think. And you called me back up there again to drink after that.
Yep.
It's you, me, Sequoia, Ashlyn, and Brittany. He called me back up there to take one more drink. It's 2 women to the side of us. Maybe like 2 or 3 women to the side of us. We take the drinks. By this point, it's like I'm slurring my words. Like it's hard to stand up, but I think I can handle it because I've been to that point before. Nothing bad ever happened. So I took those ones, and then as soon as it hit my stomach, I don't remember anything from that point forward.
So we at the bar. We take those last shots, and then I asked the woman to the right of us, I was like, where y'all from? We from Alabama. And I was like, yeah, we from Michigan. And off tip, they was already aggressive with it. They were like, oh, y'all volume in this lobby. I could tell y'all from the north because y'all not respecting everybody else. And we was at a bar. So then my man Zach was getting heated. You know, he was talking back. I'm not gonna say what he said, you know, to the woman. It wasn't nothing crazy, but he was getting heated to the point where she's like, why your friend so close to my friend? Tell him to back up. So I was like, Zach.
I don't recall this.
I was like, Zach, you got to back up. He used to lay back up. So I was like, wait, Zach might be too gone because I had to physically move him. and say, Zach, you got to stay
I'm
right
sorry
here.
to that woman. I'm sorry to that woman because I don't recall this at all.
I was like, you got to stay right here. And after a while, after me and her argue for a while, we go back and forth on etiquette, I guess, on vacation at a bar. My girlfriend come with me, she's like, let's go to the room. I was like, all right. So then Zach, he helped Ashlyn to the room.
Because she had already slipped and fell. So let me paint the picture for you. It's already tropical thunderstorming outside. In the video that I got in my phone, you can see as we're taking the shots, you can see it thundering and lightning in the background. So it's thunder and lightning. It's raining super hard. Apparently there's slippery when wet signs on the pavement everywhere in
Tulum.
Yeah, it wasn't in English. It was in Spanish.
Oh, yeah, Spanish.
Yeah, they're all in Spanish, but it says slippery when wet. I'm not reading these signs. I'm already like 14, 15 drinks in at this point. It's like I'm not thinking about that. So me trying to be helpful, I help her to her room. On the way back to my room, everything at the resort looked the same. It's like all these different trees. They got iguanas and lizards just walking around casually.
Everywhere.
Random. What was that little like dog looking squirrel?
I don't know what that was. To this day, I don't know what that was.
It was like a dog looking squirrel thing that they had there. It was native to there, but we don't have it in the United States. But I'm just trying to find my way around. But every room looked the same. So then as I'm walking, I think I just start guessing. So I just start hitting random lefts and rights. I'm just like, yeah, this feel familiar. So then I don't particularly remember falling. I just remember getting up from the fall. So it's just like, I know that I fell on this side because this part of my jaw was swole. This is the tooth that slipped out. So I think I got hit right here. And then as I hit the concrete, I rolled. And then my tooth went through. My top lip and came out right here. So it's like, I just remember... I get off the ground. I'm like, I don't know where I'm going. Let me message Marcellus. So I message him right after that. I think I'm perfectly fine. Like I don't think there's anything wrong with me. I just messaged him, hey bro, send me your location so I can just GPS it because I don't know where I'm going. So then he sent me the location. I put it in the GPS and then it lead me to his room. I go and I'm like, hey bro, can you get my key from Sequoia? And then I don't remember anything from here.
So he's like that. He walks up to the room. Nothing's going on. This man, Zach, has a gash in his lip, face bloody. I'm like, bro, what's up with you, bro? What happened? And he's like, oh, I fell. I'm like, you got to come into the room, bro. You might have a concussion. So then my girlfriend see him. She started freaking out even more. She's like, oh, my, you know, oh, my God, are you okay? And he's like, yes, ma'am. Everything from that point on was yes, ma'am, and yes, sir.
Extremely polite at this point because I knew that I just did wrong and I just like resorted back to like a childlike essence and I was just like feeling ashamed.
So yeah, so then I'm like, bro, you gotta sit down. You might have a concussion, like not even a tooth, but you might have a concussion, so you can't go to sleep. Trying to keep this man Zach awake was the hardest thing I've ever done in my life. When I tell you everything put this man to sleep, he was gone. And so I'm snapping him. I'm asking him about his hot NBA takes. It's not working. So then I'm like,
I do love NBA.
I was like, Sequoia, go to the store, get some Band-Aids and peroxides. I'm gonna call the hotel security. So then they go, and it feels like an eternity's passed since they've came back. And they finally get there. We got them something to drink to keep them awake. I think it was Coke. And we're like, Zach, drink some Coke. This man, Zach, picks up the peroxide bottle, looks it dead in his eyes, and try to swig it. I'm like, bro, you see, that's peroxide. It didn't matter.
I did not know it was peroxide. I was just out here.
When I say he looked at the bottle and confirmed it was peroxide, he confirmed. So that at this point, I'm on the phone with the front desk trying to get a doctor to come over, and they're like, we'll send security over. I'm like, what is security gonna do? My man has a gash in his mouth. Please get my man some help. And they're like, oh no, we'll send security. So security come, and within 5 seconds of being there, we call a doctor. So then they call the doctor, and I'm like,
$200 for this doctor, by the way.
$200.
I just seen it on my credit card transactions like 3 days ago. I'm like, what the hell? Like, tell them about it.
You know, it's crazy. I didn't know that they charge you for it because they told me, they're like, hey, it's gonna be that much, and I was like, all right, whatever, I'll pay it. That's fine. And they never asked me for my card, so I thought we low-key got off on a finesse.
No, that boy in there. I just paid off this trip this morning.
Oh man, so then the doctor comes in and she's like, yeah, he's not concussed, but he does need to get stitches. You know, I can't do that here. So, we have to send him to a hospital. I was like, all right, that's fine. I'll go with him. And remind you, at this point, me and Zach, I want to paint a picture. Me and Zach were at the beach. We were on the boat. We both had on the hoochie daddy shorts, as the kids call it.
We did.
And I had a tank top. I don't know if you had a shirt on at that point.
I definitely had a shirt on. I think I had on one of them button downs, but it was open.
Yep. So
no socks.
No socks. So then we get into the paramedics, and remind you, I'm drunk too. I'm pretty messed up too. I'm just not blackout drunk.
I appreciate you for taking care of me, by the way.
Oh man, no problem, bro. So I'm not blackout drunk, but Zach is blackout drunk. So on the way there, I'm trying not to fall asleep. And in the car, one thing in Mexico, they drive crazy. They don't abide by any stop signs, speed limits, nothing. They swerving in and out of traffic. This man Zach is like smacking against me. I'm like, bro, you good? He's like, yes, sir. Yes, sir. In this hospital, there's no hospital close apparently. We drive 45 minutes away.
Wow.
45 minutes
I
away.
don't remember the ride.
Hey, it was reckless, bro. Trust me.
They the way, just to give you an example of how their expressways are set up, they don't have stop signs or anything like that. They don't have like a merge or like a swerve lane to get in and kind of like accelerate. Literally, you're at a complete halt, and here's the expressway going 100 kilometers an hour, and you got to just get on whenever you see necessary. And some people just randomly be getting on at the wrong time. You just in there really finna smack them, and the drivers, they never slow down. I don't think that they know what a brake button is. Literally, they just through. Like, talk about sliding, they slide for sure. But we at the hospital.
So we get to the hospital and we go in there, and it was nobody in the hospital. We get seen within probably 5-10 minutes.
What time is it?
It's probably about a good 12:30, if not 1. I'd say 1 at the latest. So we get seen, and then the doctor goes away for a while, and so after the doctor comes back, he's like, yeah, we need stitches. I was like, all right, that's cool. The other doctor already confirmed. And then the receptionist comes in. She's like, how will you guys be paying? I was like, oh, he has insurance. She was like, the way we do it here in Mexico is you got to pay up front and we'll refund you the money. She's like, it's $2,500 for one stitch. And I was like, at this point, Zach was no longer conscious. So I had to make the call. I was like, me personally, I'm not paying $25 for those stitches, even though it's not my money. I'm not going to let Zach pay $25 for one stitch.
Shout out to him, because I did not want to pay that $2,500.
So I told her, like, yeah, we're not like that. We're not those Americans. We're this Americans. And she's like, oh, okay, there's a public hospital, down the street you can go to. She's like, I will warn you, there will be a wait, and they don't speak English. And I said, that's fine. I speak Spanish. This is that liquid courage. I speak Spanish. It's going to be good. We're going to be good.
He just knows greetings and goodbyes.
So, I remind you, the whole time Zach is here, he's passed out. The doctor's trying to, when they open your eyes up till you look at the light, Zach's falling asleep during this. I'm like, my man, Zach, you got to stay awake. So then...
Yes, sir.
Yeah, exactly. They end up discharging us, and we call a cab, and we go to the other hospital. It reminds you, by this time, it's probably, 1:30, 1 o'clock. So we get to the other hospital, and that boy's sketchy as heck. I'm talking, bro. It's looking rough. And I asked the cab driver like 4 or 5 times, like, you sure it's right here? This is the hospital? He's like, yes, this is the hospital. He's like, just go up there to the left. I'm like, okay, you say it's the hospital. I trust you. So we got at the hospital and surrounded by homeless people.
Have y'all ever seen a shelter? If you've seen a shelter, it literally looked like a homeless shelter. There's like 4 cars outside. It's in the cut. It looks like in the ghetto. Like, we walk in there. Like, I thought it was urgent care. This was a hospital.
Yes.
It looks like a hood urgent care. But literally in there, there's maybe like 4 people. The receptionist desk, like they're talking about, we'll be back in 5 minutes. They was gone for like an hour. We sitting in the waiting room. This is when I come to. So I come to, we walking into the urgent care or whatever. We walk up. They don't understand us. He up there trying to like gesture and explain to them, but he doesn't know how to explain like a cut in the mouth. So he, what I'm saying, he using his third hand Spanish tactics. He kind of getting through, but they really not understanding what he's saying. So luckily, Fabio, this is a guy with some really long curly hair. He translates for us because he's bilingual. So he comes up and they were like, "Can you please help us?" Like, he tells them that what I'm saying, I need potential stitches. My tooth went through my lip. He explains it to them. They don't accept US dollars. All we got is, I got like $40 in my pocket. I probably don't know where my card is at this point. I don't know if you had any bread on you.
I had like $10. That was about it.
Yeah. So literally, like, we at the desk. He pays in pesos for us. He just like, give him off a couple dollars. We didn't know the conversion rate of money at this time. So like, I'm tipping every time I go like $5. I'm like, yeah, this probably be good. They coming up to me, amigo. I'm like, yeah, shout out to him, man. I really made his day. So it made me want to keep doing it. I'm forking off them $5 like it ain't nothing. But one peso is like 20 pesos is $1 US. So I was really making that day. But nonetheless, he ended up paying for the doctor to see us, and then they tell us to sit down. They'd be right with us. It's nobody else in here. It's maybe 4 people, and 3 of them look like they just in there for the warmth. They're not in there to be checked out. They just in there just just has somewhere to sit in the air conditioner, kind of. So then, like, we sitting there. I'm just looking at Marcellus. I'm like, bro, I can't believe this happened. He said, well, bro, you gonna be good, bro. You gonna be good. He just reassuring me. Then I see him like it's like a scary door. People walking in, walking out, walking in, never come out. I'm just sitting there like, bro, what is going on back there? Long story short, I walk back there. The dude don't speak any English. I literally just like pointing, and then he's looking at stuff, and then he's like, no stitch. Ibuprofen every 8 hours and saltwater rinse. Adios. I was like, Marcellus, he said that I just need to just rinse it out. He's talking about, we waited 2 hours for that. At this point, it's 4 a.m. in Mexico, where nobody in the nearest 3 miles speaks our language. The other guy who translated for us already left 2 hours ago. And now we got to find our way home.
Yep. So I was like, all right. I was like, we gotta find an Uber, because they wouldn't call one for us. I don't know, it's weird. They wouldn't call one for us. So I was like, yeah, we gotta find a cab. So we go outside, and then I was like, I guess we're gonna walk to the main roads. So, and I want to reiterate this. This is probably the top 5 closest moments to death of my life.
Definitely.
Like, so we driving, and I hear this car turn on, but I don't think nothing of it. You know, I'm like, oh, we gonna be good. And the car comes up right behind us, and it happened to be a cab. So we got in the cab, and he took us back. Yeah, but to make things worse, his phone was dead. I didn't have any service out there.
The whole trip.
So
that's
we had
your
no
PCS.
means. Hey, I got books, bro. Chill out. So we didn't have any means of communication to people back home. So yeah, but we ended up getting into the cab, and this is
I had no choice.
Yeah, 45 minutes to an hour away, and we ended up making it back. So yeah.
Yeah, so then we making back. Just out of shame and guilt for myself for behaving in this manner, I stayed in the room the next day, refused to go out. I really just watched the Golden State game 2, and then the Boston lost. So I'm really just sitting there just depressed at this point. I'm just like, I'm never going out again. But then I proceeded the next day to turn up anyway, because I'm in a different country and I can't just let this opportunity just go to waste. But that's the story of how I lost my tooth. So then, hopefully we can get some kind of. I'll probably post it on the Instagram page or maybe the Twitter page. But then you'll be able to see how my tooth was chipped. I'll probably put up a picture of the sketchy urgent care that we were in, or hospital, whatever you want to call it. But yeah, wild day. I hit the concrete, but I'm still allowed to tell the story, and my mouth is somewhat fixed right now. This one is partial, but then I'm getting a new one fixed next week. So. If you wonder where I've been the last 2 weeks and why I haven't been on the show, it's because my face is not aesthetically pleasing. But it's been good talking to you guys. Good, wholesome story time. Can't wait for the next one. Catch you guys later.